And this fish is really hard to take pictures and video of because clownfish are so fast.
From space, the planet is the territory, not of humans, but of the whale.
Hello beautiful dreamers, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to talk about a very popular saltwater aquarium. It's so popular that, Pixar made a movie about it and they called it Finding Nemo, and now everyone thinks that this fish is named Nemo when it's really an Ocellaris Clownfish. Okay, so let's get into the basic care of this fish. Look at the way they swim. So cute. What you're going to need is about a 30-gallon aquarium. Some people do a little smaller and they put a pair in a 10-gallon. I read that was fine for a nano tank. They also do good in a big tank. Bigger is always better if you can do it. They get about 3 inches, so they're fairly small, but I've also seen some that grow a little bit larger. And they're very peaceful. They do great in a reef tank. They won't harm your corals. They're completely safe to put in there. And they're such a fun fish to watch. I really recommend them to anyone. If you can get one, please get one because they're so much fun to watch. Mine's actually swimming up and down right now. And I'm trying to film and not look at it because they're so interesting. They're actually starting to hang out a lot more. I see them also sleeping in the same area. Now, you don't want to house them with other species of clownfish because they can get a little aggressive towards their different species of clowns. But there's always an exception to that rule depending on personality. In my experience, I have a tomato clown, and when I had moved, I had to recycle my 10-gallon. And so I temporarily put my clownfish in my 50-gallon, my 55-gallon. And I was like watching every every motion for days, and they got along just great. They don't bother each other. They don't make it a habit to harass each other. They're perfectly fine. They don't even pay attention to each other. Now, if something were to happen and the tables turned, I would take this fish out. But right now, they're perfectly happy and perfectly fine, living together in my tank. And no other fish harasses them either. Okay, so for diet, what you want to feed them is any meaty food. They'll eat just about anything. Your scallops, your mussels, clams, bloodworm, mysis shrimp, brine shrimp. Mine's even eating krill. Sometimes they'll take a little bite out of Silverside. Anything like that, they will eat. Mine doesn't really care for seaweed. I have seaweed in there for my urchin and doesn't even touch it or even look at it. So how do you tell gender on these fish? If you've seen my tomato clown video, I talk about the process in there, so I'll link it right there. I'll put a card in case you want to see it. And basically what it talks about is there's like a pecking order. If you have more than one clownfish, and there's a queen. This is what I call them. These aren't the the names, but there's a queen. There's two clownfish, and they'll fight. They'll fight, for it to be the queen, what I like to call it. And the fish that becomes more dominant will become the queen. The fish that was fighting the queen becomes the king. Now, if the queen were to pass away, the king becomes queen, and the next fish in line becomes the king, and so on and so forth. So they could change their gender, basically, to what they want. Okay, so I think that is it for all the information about clownfish. They're very basic, easy to care for, beautiful, not Nemo's, remember that? So this is Sugar, and then Bisque, my other clownfish, my tomato clownfish. And as you can see, they do not bother each other at all. Beautiful. I actually had two of these clownfish when I first bought them. I bought them as a pair, but one did not survive. And this little Sugar here, why I named her Sugar was because she had what they call cauliflower on her body, and she had that for about, I'm gonna say about 2 weeks, and it looked like a little speck of sugar, so I just named her Sugar. So that is it for this video. I hope it was helpful in some way if you decide to own a beautiful Ocellaris clownfish or a tomato clownfish, if you saw little glimpses of mine in my tank. And I will see you in the next video, and remember that fish are friends and not food.